Hey, good morning. I've been woken up by the postman knocking on the door, and he's brought me this. I have a sneaky suspicion as to what's in this box, but I've got a couple of things to do, appointments to attend, so this afternoon I'll get back here and share with you the contents of this box. I'm waiting for a couple of Kickstarters. I do believe this is one of them, and I'm hoping that my neighbour across the road has taken in my other one. If so, happy days. I'm just thinking, do I have anything else other than the two Kickstarters that I'm waiting for? No, because the others are now coming in February of next year. So it's just this one and one other. So hopefully I will be sharing two decks with you that may have arrived this week, well, last week whilst I was away. So in the meantime, whatever you're doing, have a good morning, have a happy day, and I'll be back later on to share with you the contents of this box. Bye now. Well, hello. How are you all? Here I am, home now, and we can have a look at those parcels that arrived. And yes, I did nip across the road and pick up the parcel that arrived whilst I was away. And this was the box, the magic box. I will look in here. First or second? Second. This is the one I've shown you this morning. So let's have a look and see what exactly we have here. I have a suspicion I know what this is. Let me have a look. Right, now I need to open all this tape. I'm not very good at unboxings, so I will just ask you to bear with me whilst I try and get into what can only be described as Fort Knox. Yes, I'm just after coming back from a lovely break in Wales, visiting my mum and my daughter and my sister and brother and both their families. And I have to say, it was a lovely, lovely time. Went to the cinema twice. The first one was to take my two little nieces to see the 20th anniversary of the Harry Potter films. And the second was to see the new 007 movie with my mum. And what an ending. I won't put a spoiler out there, but it was an ending I was not expecting. Let's put it that way. I came home with, I didn't go mad, but I came home with a couple of little decorations for a Christmas tree, a lovely scented candle, a tin of fudge, and what else? A couple of alcoholic beverages for my two sons, and I think that's it. Yeah. But when I got home, my post had arrived. Well, this one arrived this morning. This is, oh my goodness gracious me, one that I have been so excited to get, and it's the third version of the SKT by Annabelle Wen. Just open the bubble wrap. Oh my goodness, it looks gorgeous. Oh my goodness, my deck is number 549 of 3507, and it's an authentic Revelation edition, the first print run of the Spirit Keepers Tarot from the art studio of Annabelle Wen. The authentic Revelation edition, first print run. There we go. And with that comes a beautiful little card. Look at that. Great one for my tarot journal. And here we have plastic to get off the box. Let's have a read of the blurb on the back, shall we? It says, beneficent in command and world was Isis, the goddess of magical spells. The company of gods rejoiced at the coming of Horus, the son of Osiris, the triumphant, whose heart was steadfast, son of Isis, heir of Osiris, Khepri, creator of the gods. You are seated upon your throne, illuminating your mother nut, bull of Amentet, Thoth, the king of eternity, you are with me. My hair is the hair of Nut, goddess of the sky. My face is the face of Aten, disk of the sun. My eyes are the eyes of Hathor, goddess of joy. My ears are the ears of Wep-Wawet, goddess of war. May the eye of Horus protect me, keep me in safety, and may my adversaries fall down headlong before me. And that's from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Wow. Just as long as I've not gone sort of done some sort of invoking of gods that might scare the living daylights out of me. So let's have a look here. I'm using my lovely sword to open the plastic. It's from my son. Now, here we have another. Oh, this is a magnet. Oh, I'm going to put that on my computer. There we go. Oh, I'll put it on my fridge. I might put it on my fridge actually. I have it in my kitchen. Spirit Keeper's Tarot, Revelation Edition. Ooh, crud. I've just nearly pulled my nail off. And I'm lucky I got a set that does not have an upside down sticker inside. That was one of the things Benabel Wen put an announcement up that if you got one of these boxes where this was reversed, to photograph and let her know, and I can happily say that mine is fine. And the box is gorgeous. As you can see, it's the two-part box, and Sapir Ord, Dare to Know. There is going to be so much symbolism in this deck. I have been watching online and keeping up to date with all the information regarding this deck, and Benabel has put some sort of courses, a course so to speak, to work with this deck, which I'm going to look forward to now having a look at and working with my deck alongside Benabel's videos. So the Spirit Keeper's Tarot Little White Book, the Revelation Edition. Angels who record, whose hand seals upon the book of remembrance, who bears witness to all, to enumerate every deed since creation, from the beginning of the world to this day, from my cradle to my grave, I invoke you to read to me, to show me, to transcribe upon my heart, to place upon the mantle of my mind the pages of the book I petition for. Let it be truth, let that truth, come what may, ever be used to work the highest good, and so may it be. The contents page is an introduction, then it tells about the Mage Arcana, the primordial realm, then the Minor Arcana, 7 upper realms, and Minor Arcana, 7 lower realms. And then we have the I Ching trigram correspondences, which I'm really looking forward to reading, because I Ching is something that I have been trying to sort of work with, and I am finding it extremely interesting. So the introduction here, I'm going to read a little bit about this, and actually I might not read a little bit about the introduction because it's quite long, and I don't want to keep you here too long, but to say that there's a nice introduction with coloured images inside here, and that talks about the colour of the cards, it talks about colour used, it talks about symbolism used, and what I like here, there's also images and notes that Benabel has taken that she has shared with us. And then we go into the Mage Arcana, and then on to the Minor. Then at the back of the book, oh wow, this is nice. The I Ching trigram correspondences, lower trigram, upper trigram, and oh my goodness, it really is, for a small book, very detailed. So now let's get to the nitty gritty. And inside the box, we have, this is the bottom half of the box. Tell me what it is you seek. I will show you the way. Lay your fears by my feet, I will dispel them. Name what afflicts you, I can heal it. Whatsoever you need, I shall provide. Here is your refuge. Here you will find sanctuary. and there's symbolism on the inside of each of the sides of the box. You can see there. Isn't this just exciting? Now, I'm glad to say there's not another plastic cover, just the, you know, the little binding that's just slides off, or should just slide off, but might not necessarily. Here we go. Now, the gilding on this deck is absolutely delicious. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful gold gilding. There's a little mark on some of the cards. It looks like it's got bumped, but my box was a little banged up, a little dinged, but not enough to complain about at all. We have 3 of the, well, Fool cards, I suppose. You have the Initiate. Look at the backs. Cardstock is lovely. It's lovely and smooth. But we have the Initiate, and you can see here all the detail on that card. Okay. Then our next one is the Seeker. Spirit in search of science. This is the Spirit in search of experience. This is the Spirit in search of science. And then we have the Spirit in petition of spirit. Oh, the Spirit in petition of spirit. That's a beautiful card. See all the symbolism that we have here in the corners. Everything in here. There's just so much. It's an abundance. This deck, you know, you could read on just the standard level that we would read on, but this deck deserves the work and dedication to actually learn what all the symbolism's about, what all the colour is about, and to get you reading so much deeper. There are so many decks out there today that do this sort of thing, but this has been done in a way that I can't describe. We've got the elements, we've got the planets, we've got colour, we've got numeracy, we've got I Ching. It's just absolutely gorgeous. This is the Magus. And here it says, Divine Power of the Mortal Spirit. Then we have the Priestess, the Sanctuary of Isis. The Empress, which is Gloria Mundi, Orania's Gate. The Emperor is the commander of intellections. Then we have the Hierophant, master of the arcanes. Wow. Then we have the Lovers, mystery of the covenant, and there's Latin, I'm sure that's Latin on there, yes. Solvet coagula mutatus morandis, law of providence. If you look here, the Lovers are, we have 2, we have, you've got the tree that has what perceived to be the apple from the Garden of Eden in it. In that tree you also have a serpent, which is also reflective of the Garden of Eden. We then have 2 beasts, a dragon and an eagle. We have a chalice, and almost like Eros's bow and arrow, and we have the tree of life, the Kabbalah tree of life. So there's a huge amount. We have our angel behind the tree there. So there's a huge amount in that Lovers card. Just look at that. You know, it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, many might say there's too much in there for them. I don't really think, you know, so I think it's the way the symbolism has been used adds to the aesthetics of the card as well. It doesn't sort of overfill it and put it too colourful or too in your face. But there's just so much more. You can read it as lightly or as deeply as you are comfortable with. And I think the more you learn, anything that you learn to read this deck, I feel will benefit you long term when it comes to reading with many other decks. You'll be able to pick up on astrology, numerology, I Ching, the elements. You know, it's just booyah. The Chariot. What's it say under the Chariot? Oh, Chariot of Osiris. Then we have the Force, which is the tamed lion. Hermit of Mysteries is the erudite. The erudite, which would be our hermit, wouldn't it? The Hermit of Mysteries. The Wheel of Life, the Sphinx, destiny turning. The Chancellor, Angel of Justice. The Chancellor would be our Justice card. The Outlaw, which is again, you know, it's like our Hanged Man. Sacrifice and redemption. And here in this, in the imagery of this, you haven't just got your Hanged Man. He's sort of looking through a prism. So he's managing to look from all angles. But in here we've got a butterfly, we've got a chrysalis and butterfly. We have so many different flowers and plants. We have a serpent, and you have Triton's fork. Sorry. I do apologise. Then we have the Reaper, as opposed to Death, the Reaper. And this is the passage to initiation. And instead of Temperance, we have the Angel, which is a divine higher genius. Then we have the Demon battling the Typhon. Instead of the Devil, we have the Demon. The Tower, material and spiritual colliding. The Healer, gifts of the Spirit. Then we have the Necromancer. The Necromancer, which is Gateway of Resurrection. So that would be our Judgment card. If we look here, we if you recall from a sort of Egyptian mythology, where we have the heart being weighed against a feather, and if the feather was heavier, sorry, if the feather was lighter, the heart sort of tipped the scales, that person went off to, well, the depths of beyond and went on to a higher life if the heart was lighter than the feather. So look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? The idea behind this is so clever. It's so interesting. Then we have the Warrior, Master of the Mystic Light. Apocalypse, the Last Judgment. Ah, so that was, this is the Judgment. Okay, the Apocalypse. Right. Alpha to Omega. And then we have New World Order, Crown of the Magi. Now, when we look at New World Order, it's sort of really fitting with what's happening in the world at the moment, because we're all at 6s and 7s and not knowing what's around the corner. And that sort of really fits in with how the earth and the world sort of feels at the moment. Now we're coming on to our minors. So we have our aces first. So we have our aces, Ace of Scepters. So these are our minors: scepters, chalices, swords and orbs. So this is our Ace of Scepters. Our Ace of Chalices, which is so pretty. Our Ace of Swords, which is the crowning. And our Ace of Orbs, the deepening. Bread of Life. And at the top of each of these aces, so we've got Hallowed Flame on the scepters. We've got the Holy Grail on the chalices. We've got Sacred Word on the swords, and Bread of Life on the orbs, Ace of Orbs. Now we come to our twos. Two of Scepters, the discerning one. Two of Chalices, the joined one. Two of Swords, the blind seer. I like that, the blind seer. And then two of Orbs, the tension. The tension. Then we come on to our threes. Three of Scepters. And that's the politic. The politic. Oh, what am I saying? The politic. I swear to God, my glasses need sorting. The politic. The politic. Politic. Honest to God. Put your eyes in the lane. Three of Chalices, the kindred. Three of Swords is the bereaved. And Three of Orbs is the mason. Now, what have we here? This is very different. We now go on to the Angel of Art and Grace, Archangel of Glory. This is very different. So would this be our fours? Archangel of Healing, Angel who salves and purifies. Angel of Storms and Battles. And that's the Archangel of Commander. And then we have Angel who illuminates the shadow, Archangel of Mysteries. I'm just wondering if these are the courts, because we seem to have... yes, these must be the courts, because we've sort of skipped. They've sort of been popped in here, I think. Because then we have the Sanctum of Splendour. The Sanctum of the Immaculate. That's just the way they were packed. The Sanctum of the Valiant. And the Sanctum of Treasure. Then we have Embers of the Salamander. Waves of the Undine. Wings of the Sylph. And the Cavern of the Gnomes. And then we have Awaken the Brilliance, which is the Herald of the Flame. Herald of the Waters, which is Inspire the Prodigy. Herald of the Winds, which is Ventures of the Dauntless. And Herald of Earth, which is Dedication of the Adept. Now let's go back to the numerical ones. So I'm just going to take those few and put them to one side, and then I'm going to put them at the end of the deck, because it came across a bit of a surprise. I thought, what's going on here?
we have our Four of Sceptres, which is the Demerge. Then we have the Four of Chalices. And that's the Hollow Void. The Four of Swords, which is the Convalescent. And the Four of Orbs, which is the Conservator. We have the Five of Sceptres, which is the Contender. The Five of Chalices, which is the Grotesque. The Five of Swords, which is the Hector. And then we have the Five of Orbs, which is the Vagabond. Then we go on to the sixes. The Six of Sceptres is the Champion. The Six of Chalices, the Memory Keeper. The Six of Swords is the Quester. The Six of Orbs is the Giver. Then we have the Seven of Sceptres, which is the Dark Horse. The Seven of Chalices, which is the Corrupter. Then we have the Seven of Swords, the Rogue, which is very fitting. And the Seven of Orbs, which is our Gardener. We have Eight of Sceptres, which is the Sharpshooter. Eight of Chalices, the Defector. Eight of Swords is the Captor. Eight of Orbs, the Journeyman. Nine of Sceptres is the Pugilist. Nine of Chalices, a wish granted. Nine of Swords is the Haunt. Nine of Orbs, the Eminence. 10 of Sceptres is the Burdened One. 10 of Chalices is the Joyous One. 10 of Swords is the Destroyer. And then 10 of Orbs is the Dynasty. The colours used in this deck are so easy on the eye. They're lovely to look at. They're really nice to hold. And they're going to be a very interesting learn. Because I do feel that Benabelle's videos that she put up before this deck was actually posted out will really help me in understanding this deck on a deeper level. So folks, this is the Spirit Keepers Tarot, the Revelation Edition, and I have to say I'm really glad to have it in my possession. Right, what was the other deck that arrived today? Let's have a look. I'm going to pop all these cards inside there for now and come back to that. I take my deck upstairs to its new home. So let's have a look here. See what else arrived. The magic box smells lovely. Do you know why? Because there's some goodies inside here. So let's have a look. This is the Fantome Tarot. Okay. Now, each item of ours is crafted with great attention to detail, We treat each and every order with thought and care, and we take full responsibility if you fall in love with our products. Again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for sorting Lemon-Tree Design. Consider reusing this box. If that's not an option, please properly recycle. What a great message. Well, I certainly will be reusing the box because I'm an absolute rascal when it comes to liking things like that. Now, I don't want this to break. Now, this is a card holder that came with each with the deck. It's just a token of their appreciation. And this is a coupon code for your next purchase from them. Oh wow, how lovely. Thank you for making this project come to life. And a lovely card holder that's going to go on my table upstairs. Inside this box I also have, oh whoa, I had just ordered the Palo Santo and the sage. I just wanted to smell their sage and their Palo Santo. But with that, they have so kindly included a beautiful amethyst and a rose quartz crystal. Well, they have come to the right house. Whoops, little sage coming out here onto my computer desk. Let's see. Oh, it smells gorgeous. I do like the smell of sage. And what else is inside this box? Let's have a look. Inside here, oh, a lovely postcard. This is the sort of thing that drew me to backing this deck, was the artwork, the colours. I can remember there were some samples of art being created and posting up, and you could give your comments on them as to what you thought and rate them. And when I realised that this was actually going to become a deck, it was one I backed immediately. I love the colours, I just love the lines. They're just so different. We have Start Your Phantom Journey now. Oh, it's a little notebook. How lovely. So there's a little notebook here that you can keep a few little notes on as you're travelling through this wonderful deck. Now, let's have a look. Open the plastic on the cards and we'll see how we go. Oops, I don't want to mark the box at all. I don't think I'd have been a very good swords person. Nice glossy box with gold, cream and gold print effect on the design. Okay. The Phantom Tarot Deck Guidebook. It's a soft cover book, and the edges of the pages have the design that you find on the cards. Now, about Fantome. Well, we'll have a look at what it says, because there's nothing on the bit underneath of the box. Tarot cards are symbols of mystery, wisdom and guidance. Tarot cards can help you to better understand yourself and the people around you. A personal tarot practice means creating a process of perspective taking. It's developing the ability to examine your struggles and goals from different outlooks and see things from different angles. You're able to come up with more imaginative and thoughtful ways to problem solve, and you're forced to connect your present feelings with ancient imagery. It will help you to feel less alienated on a majorly cosmic scale. By slowing down and connecting with yourself with a few tarot cards in front of you, you're making space for introspection, which is especially important since most of us probably fly through our days unaware of how we're truly feeling most of the time. Tarot is the storybook of our life, the mirror to our soul, and the key to our inner wisdom. The tarot is a deck of 78 cards, each with its own imagery, symbolism, and story. The 22 Mage Arcana cards represent life's karmic and spiritual lessons. They represent a path to spiritual self-awareness and depict the various stages we encounter as we search for greater meaning and understanding. In this way, the Mage Arcana cards hold deeply meaningful lessons on a soul level. The 56 Minor Arcana cards reflect the trials and tribulations that we experience on a daily basis. These tarot cards highlight the more practical aspects of life and can refer to current issues that have a temporary or minor influence. I included 2 bonus cards for Fantome, the tarot deck called the Artist and the Reader, which shows the special connection between creator and the reader of this deck. It then goes on to recommend tarot spreads, single card spreads, past, present and future, the Celtic Cross. Then we have, then we go on to the cards. So first of all, we start off with the Major Arcana. It gives us an upright meaning and a reversed meaning in keywords. So upright, we have beginnings, innocence, spontaneity, a free spirit. Reversed, holding back, recklessness and risk-taking. And just as an example as to what's written underneath, the Fool represents a person who is about to set off on a journey, always happy to be trying something different. They blindly set out where others may fear treading. The Fool indicates the reader is about to mark a new start in life. It is the beginning of a new cycle and there is fresh energy. This card invites the reader to tap into optimism, light-heartedness and play. Life is an adventure and your potential is limitless. And this is how it goes right through the majors onto the minors, and at the back we have the QR code for the multi-dimensional guidebook, and the tarot can help you create and nurture harmonious relationship with others. It will encourage you to clear away negative energy and give you the motivation to take positive risks. If you like to gain clarity in your life, a tarot reading could be just the thing you need. It will help you to connect with your intuition and encourage you to make positive decisions in the future. I hope these cards will encourage, motivate and inspire you to live your best life today and every day. Enjoy your Fantome Tarot deck, Ezra. And this QR code, besides a printed guidebook, this deck also comes with a beautifully designed multi-dimensional guidebook app. This augmented reality guidebook elevates the beauty of the card as well as pushes the idea of merging the reality which we live in and the expansive, more energetic reality of tarot. Scan the QR code or go to that website. So, that's the book. Now, let's get to what we've been waiting for, the deck. Do you know, these are 2 absolutely beautiful decks that have come my way today. The backs on these are stunning. Oh, wow. Right, these are the backs. And that is metallic. The pale blue is metallic there. And that's one of the extra cards, the Reader. I wish my camera was clearer. Oh my goodness, isn't that gorgeous? And the Artist. It's the creator of the deck. Isn't that gorgeous? These are cards that are going to look beautiful. Beautiful in my journals. Or journal. So here we go. The Fool. The Magician. Sorry, they are glossy, so you can see a sheen on them. There we go, the Magician. The High Priestess. It's a nice flexible cardstock, but not flexible without feeling feeble, if you know what I mean. They're almost too bendy. The Empress. The Emperor. Sorry. the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, the Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Justice. I like the highlighted bits in each of the cards. Here we have the Hanged Man, the vine around his ankles highlighted there. Death. Sadly, this is not coming up on screen as beautiful as it is in one's hand. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. The Star. I don't know which is the best way. The light in this room is not helping much, is it? The Moon. The Sun. The colours are just beautiful. Judgment. The World. So those are our majors. Now I'm just going to have a look. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. I'm just going to page through them now. Gosh, the noise of the dogs around here is really bad. See, it's the colours are quite unique. And albeit the colours and the backgrounds are predominantly dark, it doesn't have a dark feel to it. I wouldn't put it down as a dark deck at all. It's almost a deck by moonlight. Does that make sense? Then we have our Knight, our Queen, and our King. And see how the pentacles are lit up there. Now, that AR code that I'm going to scan in a minute, I'm just wondering, there was supposed to be an app with this that you could photograph your card, and where the parts are highlighted sort of stood out. Maybe that's what that is, what that does. So we'll have a look at that as well. If when I finish this video, before posting it up, I'll experiment with that a little bit, and if it does do anything different, I will add a little bit to the end of this video. Then we have our Ace of Cups. Very surreal, isn't it? I like that Four of Cups. This Four of Cups, you know, we see the person usually sitting under a tree with the cup being passed him. This one's sort of walking and just turning his back, and you can almost feel it's a sort of low feeling. It sort of, he feels sort of, you know, rejected and what have you. Five of Cups. Six. 7, 8, 9, 10. Page, Knight, Queen, and King. There are our cups. And now we're moving on to our wands. This is our Ace of Wands. Our 2. So the art, you know, albeit it's different art, the style is very traditional for our RWS tarot. That's pretty, isn't it? Very pretty. Then we have our Page, our Knight, our Queen, and our King. And finally we have the suit of swords. There's our Ace, our 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now 7. Wow, that's, I like this 7 of Swords because we normally see our sneaky one on their own, but look, definitely up to no good. Our 8, our 9, and 10. And then our courts, we have our Page, our Knight, our Queen, and finally our King. So I'm just going to nip off here. I'm going to have a look at the app, and before I finish this video, if there's extra to show you, I will. So maybe see you in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. I have downloaded the app, and I'll have to ask you to excuse the angle's not great because I have taken my camera off the top of my screen, and I've actually hooked it to my microphone stand so I can try to demonstrate this to you. I'm hoping it works. Now, I haven't
gone through the actual VR book, but I've downloaded the app, and I'm going to show you here what happens when we scan a card. Now, this might not work because I'm pretty close to that. No, that's not going to work, so I need to adjust this again. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. Please excuse the mess of my desk. I've had to try and arrange the angle of the camera so that I can demonstrate to you how the cards look like in using the app. And here we are. So I've placed the card in the stand, and I'm using the app to scan the card. So you can see on my phone screen we have this Fool card, but we've got a lot of extra things. So if I hold my phone there for a second, I'm trying to hold it so I'm not blocking your view from my phone screen, and I move this card, it sort of makes the card 3D looking. Things stand out. Okay, so let's have a look. Look at that there. It brings the card a little more to life. So if I pop that back in the stand and we have a look and we think, right, let's see what it says. What's this?
A young man stands on the edge of a cliff without a care in the world as he sets out on a new adventure. The ledge upon which the Fool is standing symbolizes the threshold where one journey ends so that another journey can begin.
Let's see what this bit says.
Over the Fool's shoulder rests a modest knapsack containing everything he needs, which isn't much. The knapsack also symbolizes the burden that each of us has to carry, and thus denotes one's drives and motives, even if at first they are only dimly perceived.
Okay, so let's move those out the way and try this one.
The Fool symbolizes a person who is about to set off on a journey. Always happy to be trying something different, they blindly set out where others may fear treading. The Fool indicates the reader is about to mark a new start in life. It is the beginning of a new cycle, and there is fresh energy. This card invites the reader to tap into optimism, light-heartedness, and play. Life is an adventure, and your potential is limitless. In the upright position, it symbolizes beginnings, innocence, spontaneity, or a free spirit. In the reversed position, it symbolizes holding back, recklessness, or risk-taking.
Okay, so spontaneity there as well. And then let's go to this little icon here.
If you look at the cards, you can see that at the Fool's feet there is a small dog. The dog symbolizes loyalty and protection and encourages the Fool to charge forward and learn the lessons he came to learn.
And let's see, does it do? So this is how to use the guidebook. Hello, my dear. I'm Lamucci, your guide in this experience. To learn more about this card, click on objects you see in front of you. The book is where you'll find the main explanation behind this card. The rest are individual symbols. The first time you click on an object, a dialogue will open up. To close it, click on the object again. So we've clicked on the 4 objects that come to life that make it look very 3D and very interactive. Whoops, sorry. And as you can see, if I move the card, it sort of has everything standing up. So that's really quite cute. It saves you having to refer to the book all the time. And I think it's really quite nice. There's another thing here that when I opened it up, you can have a little cat sitting on your screen as well. So that's what the app does. Let's just take a look at one more card. And this time we're going to look at this one here. And there we have the Magician. You can see that there. So let's see what this says.
The green growth portrays fertility, success, and abundance. In the foreground is an array of foliage and flowers, symbolizing the blossoming and fruition of magician's ideas and aspirations. Between the magician's hands, there is an infinity symbol that signals that they have access to unlimited potential. The figure signifies infinite, as well as the unlimited capacity for creativity. It symbolizes a mathematical expression of our multi-dimensional existence, seen and unseen. This card symbolizes new possibilities that will make the reader use their talents, originality, and inventiveness. The Magician reminds us to tap into our resourcefulness. The energy of this card is very powerful. Considered the ruler of reality, the Magician has control over all circumstances. Our greatest strength comes from harnessing our inner thoughts and beliefs about the world and ourselves. In the upright position, it symbolizes manifestation, resourcefulness, power, or inspired action. In the reversed position, it symbolizes manipulation, poor planning, or untapped talents. The Magician card is numbered 1, the number of new beginnings and opportunities, and associates with the planet of Mercury. The Magician's cloak is red, representing worldly experience and knowledge.
So that is how the app works. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. Right, I've just pressed the home key, and here's the cat. This is your avatar. Press on the icon at the bottom corner to give you some treats. Okay. Excuse me. Move the phone to recognise surface and place items. Okay, pop it there. Don't know, it's not doing anything. So I've just moved here, and you can see, whoops, I'm going to pull you out here a bit so you can see my phone. It's not. You can see the cat. There we go. And he sort of accompanies me as I explore the deck. Fed him a fish. And now he's looking at the monitor. There we go. So it's something unique. It's a quite a novelty, really. I'm just going to pop the camera back. So there we have the app. That is just the app to read each card, and it's the first thing I downloaded, because when you scan the QR code in the book, it takes you to the site, and there's quite a lot of things that you can have a look at and download. So it's a nice little novelty. It's different, it's unique, and is it something I'll use? I'm not quite sure, because I think that is a great idea, an absolutely great idea for people that are beginning tarot. Oh my God. But that is, it's something that will really help someone learning tarot. And I know a few decks that I've looked at recently, there seems to be a lot for learners. I think the SKT is my great one for today. The Fantome is another fantastic one. I love the colour. I love the backs. I love the colours of the cards. And I think this app is really, really quite good. Like I say, I'm not sure if it's something I'm going to use, because with me being familiar with the tarot, that's great. This is something that would benefit somebody else who's studying tarot. So people, thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching the double walkthroughs, and whatever you're doing today, I hope it's a good day for you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.